Yes, people, what's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your match preview. It's Everton against Liverpool, the Merseyside derby. Oh, I hate this game. I hate it. Before we start, I want to mention something horrific that happened. Obviously, as we know now, 2 weeks ago, poor Olivia was shot in her own home, I believe, and thought to go out to her family and everything. But this is an opportunity for Merseyside, for Liverpool, Everton to get together and show some solidarity. You know, if any of you are involved in any of these type of environments with knives and guns, please just put them down, think about it. I know it's easier said than done in certain situations, of course it is, but there's innocent people at stake in these situations, and please just think about it. Let's talk about the game. Everton go into this game on the back of 3 straight draws, but 5 decent performances. Performances that you could argue definitely warranted more points. You could have said that Everton may have beat Leeds, i.e., the decision that was given at the end regarding VAR. That could have been a goal. The Decore penalty given against Chelsea, very poor decision by Decore. You could argue that could have been a draw. And Arnhem with his little mistake against Villa, but then he makes up for it, makes it 2-1. We could have scored at the end of the game with Gordon, but we don't. Brentford, exactly the same. So, look, there was opportunities in these games for Everton to get 3 points, and the season will look very different. Everton will look like they were progressive. We've looked better defensively, I'd argue. We've conceded, 6 goals? Is it 6 goals, 5 goals? I don't know, 6 goals. We've conceded 6 goals, and, we're not looking too bad defensively. We're not looking particularly shaky. We're not looking like we're pressured when we've got the ball. We're looking like a decent footballing outfit, and that's a massive change from last season, because at times it looked like we were passing for the sake of passing. We were causing unforced errors on ourselves. Michael Keane got us into trouble numerous times last season at the start of the season. And look, there was lots of players that made individual mistakes. Coleman passing back too much, and I think we had issues with Colgate and Godfrey and Mina's fitness, etc. So these areas have been addressed with the additions of Tarkowski and Coda. Touch wood. Albeit Tarkowski did try against Forest to give them a goal. Midfield is stronger. There's no getting around it. Garner, Anana, Garner, Iwobi. We look stronger in the middle. We've still obviously got Alan, which he'll play on the bench. Tom Davies, who just add a little bit of energy when needed. So we've got options in the middle of the park now. We've got wingers in terms of Gordon, Tamari Gray, Dwight McNeil. Townsend's got to come back. I'm not saying that's fantastic, but there's stuff in there. And we did bring in another striker in Malpay. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm buzzing, because I'm not. I think the transfer window was a solid 6. I would have liked a creative player and a goal scorer. Creative player, someone that could play in the wing, playing a number 10. And I think we needed another centre forward. And as much as Lampard said in his press conference today, you don't want 2 or 3 players in that position, I don't believe it. There was enough journalists yesterday that said he wanted another striker and we didn't get it. So the fact that we're going into this game with Neil Mulpay and Rondon is a joke. However, everything else I think has been fine. I think it's been okay. We go into a game against Liverpool, who have looked indifferent. It's fair to say. They haven't looked fantastic. The only game they looked really good was Bournemouth. And I think Bournemouth, after, say, 3 or 4, have just capitulated. They've fallen apart. So, I feel like that game was a one-off. And actually, in the other games they've played, they haven't looked brilliant. They've been behind at home. They've struggled to beat teams away. This isn't the same sort of robotic, efficient performance that we've seen from Liverpool over the last sort of 5 years. And it could be a bit of a changing in the guard. They're all a year older, etc. James Milner is still playing in the middle of that midfield. And I think it's an opportunity for Everton tomorrow to actually start the season. I feel like the way that Everton play completely suits the style that Liverpool struggle against, and that is players in the middle of the park. We all saw, I don't know, well, I say we all saw, there was a graphic that was created with the space that Liverpool midfield leave. And actually, that's one of our strongest areas if you include Garner and Nana and Iwobi on the turn. It's one of the strongest areas. So all of a sudden, you're looking at a midfield that can get on the turn and hit this team while they're in our half, because we know that they put up such a high line. You've got a team that can play balls over the top, like we've seen. You know, we saw a Pickford assist, we've seen a Connor Cody assist. We've seen balls going over the top and using our pace in behind. These are weaknesses of Liverpool, and these are areas that Everton absolutely have to exploit. They have to, because if we're going to get a result in this game, it's going to be from playing the ball over the top and using that pace, using that ability in the middle of the park to shift the ball quickly and get it out in that channel where, say, a Trent would be or Andrew Robinson would be. Robertson. It would be in them areas. So all of a sudden, Everton look like they could be capable. They could be capable. They could be really, really capable of hitting them on the break. And look, I'm not saying Malpay is going to hit the ground running. But if ever we need a striker, it's probably tomorrow. And if he can put the ball in the net on the break, it'll be a really good start for him in an Everton shirt. And even if he doesn't start, even if he's on the bench, at least we've got a striker who's got Premier League experience, scored 8 goals in the league. I'm not sitting there saying it's brilliant, but he knows how to score in the league. He knows what it takes. And I'm all for that. I'm all for it. So here's me. Fingers crossed. If we have to sit a little bit deeper, sit a little bit deeper, but use the space in the middle of the park. Use the pace of Demarai Gray and Gordon. And I'm gonna liken this to a time where we actually played Arsenal about 6 or 7 years ago, and we played Romelu Lukaku on the right-hand side, and he absolutely ripped Arsenal apart. If we can simply get that ball out of defence into attack as quick as possible, we will definitely get chances against this Liverpool side. Because this Liverpool team, they've got injuries. They've got players playing out of position. They've got inexperience and also too much experience in terms of people who just may not be as mobile as they used to be. We know the front three is either going to be Diaz, Firmino or Salah, or Diaz, Núñez and Salah. We know that. So let's concentrate on working on nullifying that attack, and that is doubling up on them, both sides. That is making sure that if it's Núñez that starts, you've got 2 centre-halves pinned onto him, causing him problems, getting in his ear, being aggressive when needed to, you know, really winding him up and getting his head out of the game. And if it's Firmino, it's exactly the same. It's getting him dropping deeper. It's making sure that he can't link up play. It's making sure that you've got someone on him at all times. And this game, people may disagree with this point I'm about to make, but this game has literally got Ladrissa Gana Gueye written all over it. Stick him in the centre of the park, and if he only plays 45 minutes, fine. But honestly, get his legs in there, get his energy in there, his work rate in there, and even if he's not the best going forward, or even if he makes a mistake defensively, he's got the agility and energy to work it back and graft and get in their face. And that is exactly what we need tomorrow to play Liverpool at their own game, in terms of get into their face, don't play it softly, make sure we're going in on them. That's what we need to do. And honestly, I am really confident tomorrow that Everton can get a result. Really confident. So my team is 4-3-3. My team is as follows. It's Pickford in goal. It's Mikalenko, Cody, Tarkowski, Patterson. It's Onana, Garner and Iwobi in the middle of the park. And it is Demarai Gray, Anthony Gordon and Neil Maupay up front. That is my team. And honestly, I really fancy us to get a result. I don't want to over-egg this. I don't want to sit here going, yeah, we're definitely going to do something, blah, 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 blah. I truly believe we can get at least a point, and we can do it playing good football, stylish football, because I'm not going to sit here and say that we are the best team in the league. We are clearly not. But if there has ever been a time to play Liverpool while they're not quite performing, it is now. Now. Go and get 3 points tomorrow, Blues. go and start our season and go and give us some positivity, because if we could go into the other games against your Arsenals, against your Man Cities and your Man Uniteds, and we can just pick up points, we've got the capability to beat some of the other teams quite comfortably. We should have beat Forest, but we can beat the Bournemouths, we can beat the teams that are struggling. We are good enough to do that, and if we can just get this style of play sorted against one of the teams that is probably going to be challenging, if not in the top four, you are laughing. We are getting there. So Blues, that's my match preview. That is it. Go out, win the game. Go and win the game, guys. I'll see you soon. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Peace.